Hello children, continuation of gravitation, that motion of object under the influence of gravitational force of earth. See, let us explain an activity to understand whether all objects, hollow, solid, big or small, see, will fall from a height at the same rate, and take a sheet of paper and a stone, drop them simultaneously from first floor of the building. Now observe whether both of them reach the ground simultaneously. See, we can see the paper reaches the ground little later than the stone. This happens because of air resistance. The air offers resistance due to friction to the motion of falling objects. The resistance offered by the air to the paper is more than the resistance offered to the stone. If we do the same activity or the experiment in a glass jar from which air has been sucked out, the paper and the stone would fall at the same rate. As we know that the object experiences acceleration during free fall. This acceleration experienced by an object is independent of its mass. This means that all objects, hollow or solid, big or small, should fall at the same rate. As g is the constant near the earth, the equations for the uniformly accelerated motion of objects become valid with acceleration a, which is replaced by g. Then you can see the equation of motion for freely falling bodies, v which is equal to u plus gt, and h which is equal to ut plus half jt square, v square minus u square which is equal to 2gh. Where all the symbols have their usual meanings, we shall use these modified equations for solving numerical problems on freely falling bodies. See, we must remember some following points for these connections. When a body is allowed to free fall from a height, its initial velocity u, which is 0. When a body is falling vertically downward direction, its velocity goes on increasing, therefore its acceleration is positive, g which is equal to plus 9.8 meter per second square. And the same body is thrown vertically upward, its velocity goes on decreasing due to opposing gravity, so it is negative, acceleration is negative. So g which is equal to minus 9.8 meter per second square. At the highest point, final, that is upward velocity of the body, v which is equal to 0, from the height, the highest point, the body fall with u which is equal to 0 and g which is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. Time taken by the body to raise the highest point is always equal to the time taken by it to fall through the same height. That means time of ascent which is equal to time of descent. The distance covered by a freely falling body is directly proportional to the square of the time of fall. And finally, the velocity with which a body strikes the ground is always equal to the velocity with which it was projected to upward. It is on the assumption that there is no stray loss on the energy. These points we have to keep it on mind. Worked out, numerical, all those things. Mass. What is mass of the body? See, mass of the body is the measure of inertia. We have learned that in the previous chapters that the mass of an object is the measure of its inertia, and also we know greater the mass means greater its inertia, right? So it remains the same whether the object is on the earth or moon, even in outer space, so that the the mass of the object is constant and it does not change place to place. The SI unit of mass is kilogram. And what is weight? The weight of the object is the force with which the earth attracts the body, and the force which with a body is attracted by the earth depends on its mass and acceleration due to gravity g. So F force, which is equal to m mass into gravity. So the weight of the object is the force with which the earth attracts the body. So W, that is weight, which is equal to mass into gravity. So since gravity at the place is constant, W is directly proportional to mass. The weight of the object or a body changes from place to place. So SI unit of weight is same as force, Newton. We'll see weight of an object on the moon. The weight of an object on moon is the force with which the object is attracted towards the center of the moon. So in other words, we can say weight of an object on moon is the gravitational force of moon acting on the object. So let us consider an object of mass m. The weight of an object on earth, we can take it WE, which is earth, which is equal to m into GE, and GE, which is equal to, that is gravity on earth, which is equal to GME by RE square. So ME is the mass of the earth, RE is the radius of earth. From equation 1, we can take, for GE we can substitute small m GME by RE square. So similarly we have take the weight of the same object on moon. Now WM, that is weight on moon, which is equal to m GM m by RM square. That means the suffix m. This is not mass of earth and the mass of the object we have not taken. Okay, you have to understand that is suffix m. So we can take both the equations and compare the equations. We will get weight of the weight in moon by weight in earth, which is equal to m gm by r square into r square by mgm. Then we will get finally mass in moon by mass in earth into radius of earth by radius of moon whole square. As we know the values, standard values of mass of earth, radius of earth, mass of moon and radius of moon, by substituting all those values, if we simplified, we will get 0.165, that is equal to approximately equal to 1 by 6th. So we can say that weight of an object on moon is equal to 1 by 6th of the weight of the object on the earth. By that way we got it. Understood? Thank you, children.